Namaste to you, wherever you may be. This is Muji here. We began these sessions of responding to questions that are put by the seekers of truth around the world and some of my students and subscribers to the channel and so on a few days ago. And I've found for myself, it has been quite a beautiful and uplifting challenge to address from my heart as much as I can the questions put by those who are experiencing this this time of trial at the moment. The questions are very diverse, and they are also coming from different levels of and maturity of consciousness and spiritual maturity. I hope everyone will find something in each question and the responses that they can relate to. Thank you for joining us. Full blessings to you. God bless you. Thank you. Muji Baba, the mind is saying that I should be doing more and be of greater service at this time. That simply being is not enough. I watch these thoughts and know they are not true, but they keep rising. Can you please shine the light of truth through this once and for all? Thank you. Love and grace, Michael. Very nice. Okay. So mind is saying that I should be doing more and to be of greater service at this time. We all are familiar with the workings of the mind. We all know that many things it says are not true, that it often seems to incite us towards worry or panic, fear, and acting quickly. And I feel if we really pay attention to it much more acutely, we'll find that very often our mind pulls us into situations of stress or excitedness rather than it is speaking wisdom. I'm talking about not the mind in its total sense, but the mind in its psychological manifestation, the mind that is co-joined with the sense of myself as a person, my roommate, so to speak. So I'm not surprised that it should be saying what sounds like a very noble thing. You know, you should be doing more at a time like this, and you should be of greater service at this time, especially when you may find at this time, for many people, of course, it is experienced in very, very diverse ways. Some people are bored stiff, you know, because they don't know what to do with themselves. Normally, they would have had a lot more sense of freedom to move about and whatever the mind draws you towards, we will try and satisfy that. But there are now increasingly signs, at least from those who I hear from, that it is a wonderful time for self-contemplation, for actually learning to be alone with oneself or with one's family, and to watch one's restless mind a bit more and recognize that restless mind and yourself are not the same thing, and so on. So Michael continues that the mind is implying that simply being, simply just resting and being, is really not enough. You should be out and about doing something. Well, there's no out and about to be, actually. What can you be doing more? And what it rises or raises up inside us is often a sense of guilt. And, the mind itself seems to be sending panicking signals. You know, there's doom and gloom coming. Why are you sitting here being peaceful? You know, that is not acceptable. But I would say that this is a perfect time to be at peace with yourself, to maybe catch up on things that have been left undone for a very long time, or to maybe whatever it is. There are a number of things that you can discover in your creative moment, of things to do. Some people would love to have a bit more entertainment and so on. For myself, I am not so much recommending these things because I see that they come very often from the mind as hungry for action. But we need to pay a little attention to peace, not just to action, to also inaction has its place. Between every word, there is a gap. It is good to be aware of that gap, of that space. And I feel that life is not lived to the fullness until we are a little bit aware of that space within us, which is silent or neutral, that is not owned by the mind. And the mind itself will later, if you train it properly, come to very much appreciate the peace and the silence of being. Okay? Now, Michael is saying that I watch these thoughts and know they are not true. If you are not used to observing the workings of your mind and the being and emotions, I say observing them with detachment, because I feel this is a very useful exercise. It gives a lot of stability to yourself and return your mind to its natural abode as silence and peace. Now, I'm sure when you experience, or if you have experienced, a depth of silence within yourself, you would not be complaining about it. You would not want to push it away. In fact, the world is hungry for this silence, for this inner sense of peace. Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not speaking about apathy. I'm talking about peace. And if you have no peace within your heart or mind, you will not be a healthy person. So it is very much an important factor that human beings are more peaceful, rested. Peace and contentment, they go together. Peace and joy. Peace and real satisfaction. Peace and space or love, they all go together. They are the higher qualities of an intelligent being, of one who is elevated in consciousness. So Michael has seen that he knows they are not true, but nevertheless they still keep coming. Well, it's not enough to know that something is not true. I mean, that's an important stage, that you have that discernment to know this thing is not right. Some people may call it your conscience. I call it your discerning ability to know. And this knowingness is more a heart quality than a head quality. Michael is saying that I know they're not true, but they keep rising. Why do they keep coming, you see? Well, actually, it's understandable when you see that for a long time we have indulged the habits of the mind. In fact, for much of our life, if not most of our life, if not nearly all of our life, we have been in some way giving the mind a free run. We relate to our mind as though it is the fullness of ourself, to such an extent that in times like this, where we are compelled to spend time by ourselves, we don't know what to do, because most of the time, for many people, they've relied on their mind to provide the kind of entertainment or to go in search of it. Few people seem to give much attention to just being quiet and to contemplate. Contemplate is not the same as thinking. Contemplate is the kind of focusing one's attention on the silence, the natural silence of being. Now, I may use words here that may have others synonymously with other words. You may, if I say with the silence of being, sometimes you may hear me speak about emptiness. And these are not normally taken to be, highly valued in our very fast living, or patience, or silence, or openness or acceptance. Are these words becoming redundant in our life? I hope not, because these are referring to qualities that are synonymous with a higher vibration of human life. So we have entertained, and out of bad habit somehow, the mind has been the one that often dictates or projects ideas, and we follow them or run after them. It promises fun and excitement and like that, but it cannot deliver happiness. Happiness is a state of one's inmost being, and for that, it takes some devotion of energy, a willingness to look inside, maybe a guide or someone who at least is more experienced about the inner life to guide you to discover how that will be experienced in your own existence. So for this reason, you see, some people, of course, they know about it. It wasn't just coronavirus that is revealing it. It's of course contributing to the need to look inside. But many people, when they go in the evening, it's time for bed, they find they're not able to switch off their minds also. It's just ticking over. All kinds of nonsense are coming up, and very randomly and sporadically it's coming like that. So you will know just by me speaking about it that it's not a very lofty state. It's not a very high state. And I am sure that you will benefit greatly from a calm and peaceful mind. You see? Now, he asks, can you please shine the light of truth through this once and for all? And thank you, love and grace, Michael. What I would like to say to not just Michael, but to anyone who feels that they can relate to the points that Michael has written about. And perhaps I should have begun this session more to set the tone, and that will be helpful. And perhaps I can just take a moment to do that now also. It is important that not only are we saying things that may sound true, but will help you to recognize and to discover that state experientially. And for that I would say a simple exercise would be that just like I am sitting here and you are sitting wherever you are, or in whatever state you might be lying down or sitting down, if I asked you to simply leave aside all the thoughts or the concerns that are flowing in the mind space. It's coming there, but don't give attention to it. Just like you hear the neighbors next door, they are quarreling or something, but you don't need to get involved into what they're talking about. In the same way, the mind energy can come, and you're aware of it. It is not you. So thoughts, and I will add to that feelings, emotion, all these are waves. They're almost like clouds floating by in the unchanging sky. Everything in the still sky, and the clouds are floating. Or waves are rolling along the surface of the ocean. They come like this. They come and they go. Where they are coming from, actually, if you pay attention, they are coming from out of nowhere they come. And into nowhere they also dissolve, actually, if you let them. What often happens is that when thoughts come, certain kind of thoughts in particular, that you feel you have a relationship or an interest in these thoughts, then somehow we give attention to these thoughts and they begin to roll into the process of thinking or fantasy or projections or these type of things. And when you've been doing that for a long time, as most of us have, then what tends to happen is that it's almost as though without even asking your permission, they just come anyway. And the mere fact that they come and we say they are disturbing me, actually thoughts appearing in your mind space don't by themselves disturb you. You feel disturbed because perhaps you don't want them. It's like having a relationship with the paparazzi. Very often they come, and when you're in the mood for them, you really want them to be around. But when you want to be quiet, they're not ready to leave you alone. So thoughts have this kind of we have a kind of relationship with the thoughts. I was going to say the thoughts have this relationship with you. That would not be true. The thoughts are not sentient. They appear as part of the dance of consciousness. But you have also a real will and a willpower. And the best way that I can say the use of, because sometimes people ask, do I have free will or not? How I would address that in this context is to say that the best free will is you have the choice that when these things arise in you, to stay as the witness of them and watch that they come, they play in front of your attention, and if they don't connect, they finally exhaust their activity and they just dissolve into oblivion, actually. If you do care to pay attention, that's what happens, okay? So they come and they go. They come and they go. Some thoughts come and it's as though, ooh, you're immediately, almost choicelessly, a reflex happens where you just get involved in them with your attention. And because we give attention such an enormously important role in our life, whatever we give our attention to, we call that our experience. And even so intimately, we relate to our attention as though it is us, our own inmost self. This is not true. So the thoughts, they come and they go. It is very important to recognize that you are not the thoughts or the feelings or the emotions or the memories that come and go throughout your waking day state. They come and go. Okay? If you come to recognize, and there's no reason why you should not recognize, that they are traffic, they come and go, and that you have a choice to simply be the detached witness of them, if you come to recognize that, and there's no reason why you shouldn't, you will also come to discover an expanding sense of inner space inside you. And this is a wonderful discovery. It's like a space within you that is not manipulated by thoughts, that's not disturbable by thoughts, that it is quite peaceful and out of the reach or the range of the mental or psychological activities. That is a wonderful discovery. Okay? And as I'm speaking now, it is also an invitation for you to look. The thoughts, they come and they go. You cannot be them, because if you were what they are, when they come, they're playing. Yes, okay, they're playing. But when they go, you would also be gone. But you are here to notice that now they are gone, now some new thought is coming and so on, you see? So this is already a kind of proof, well, it is a proof, that you cannot be your thoughts and your feelings. Then why do they trouble us so much if you know that they are not you? Well, I would say that they trouble us when you want to be quiet. When you decide, I just like to be quiet now. We find where is the switch to turn them off, and we cannot find the switch to turn them off. Now I am showing you a switch, and that switch is to be aware that these are coming and going. They cannot stick. Their nature is to come and go. They come and go. It is as though each thought is auditioning for your attention. And if it gets it, then it connects, you have a relationship there, and it gains life for itself out of your attachment to it. And it happens so quickly. It can feel as though you are defenseless. But actually, with this little exercise I've just pointed out right now, that you simply stay as the witness of them, whatever it is that comes and goes. Now, I want to speak a little bit more, and I will tell you that whatever I'm sharing with you now, it will still be very, very, very important to every question that is being asked, and all my answers that will be given will be permeated with this wonderful quality that you're able to listen, and it's not hard work. Listening simply happens. Understanding happens. Maybe misunderstanding also can happen. But you are neither understanding nor the misunderstanding. They are arising in you, Some things you'll be pleased by, some things a little bit displeased by, but don't get involved too deeply with the mind activity. Otherwise, it amounts to getting distracted. Okay? Now, I've said a lot of things there, and please pardon me because I'll have to say a little bit more about it. I am here endeavoring to show you how to isolate, not just to isolate, because that would be I am isolating myself, but to show you where you are separate or apart from the traffic of thoughts and sensations and beliefs and projections and desires and attachments, which is ever a fountain that is keep on just springing up waters from the mind almost all throughout our waking state. But if you observe, like I've been telling you, them as they come and go, you'll come to first of all see, I am not my thoughts. This is an important, I would say, result that you stand to gain from observing. The second thing is that as you come to recognize I am not my thoughts, the energy doesn't get lost so quickly. It doesn't connect up with the inviting thoughts. It sort of stays here. So you're not hemorrhaging energy. You're just staying put. And you can feel it. Even right now, you can feel it. The more you stay like this, you'll find that the energy that would ordinarily have been lost to thoughts begins to be felt here. It's as though you're cocooned in a spaciousness that separates you from the thought traffic that comes, or the feeling traffic. This is a very healthy condition. You don't have to get tied up with thoughts and feelings and get carried away with anything like that. You don't have to. You can stay in the place of self-awareness, a new term. You're aware only of your sense of self. And as you pay attention to that inner quality, so that normally you'll be going out through your eyes and your senses to engage with something that is the goal of your mind. Is like it's shopping through the senses to connect up with some activity that I previously called is a kind of distraction, but you have not grasped that it is a distraction. A distraction from what? A distraction from your natural state. All of us human beings would benefit highly from becoming much more aware of what we call our true self. That it is not merely a personal entity, but more a quality of being, a sense of being. It is not just the object body, it is the subject awareness itself. And I can't describe this too much, but as you follow my words as I'm speaking now and listen to them over and over again until you grasp them at an experiential level, you will see that, my gosh, there is something beautiful happening here. It's like happening but not happening. I'm just here, and all the usual functioning of perceiving things, it's happening there, but I'm not somehow held hostage by the movements in my mind. I'm quite apart, and that is a tremendous discovery. Okay? Please listen to what I've just said a few times. Try to catch what I'm saying, and I will go over it very, very quickly. That you simply watch. You may see at first when you try to just observe the mind movement, you may feel I can't do it, because as soon as the mind goes hello, it's like you're sucked in. Okay, that's just due to habit, and it's also due to the fact that we have not practiced to observe our mind play with some distance or with some detachment. But you start, and don't give up quickly. Just keep looking, observing what just comes up in the mind or the feelings, and how quickly it turns into some kind of theater, and then attention goes there, and that is your experiencing. But I've asked you to be aware of that, but don't log in to it. Just keep your neutrality. And by doing that, you come to see that you come to confirm something that actually is very true. You are not your thoughts, you're not your feelings. Don't be afraid of this. You're gonna keep on discovering more and more wonderful things. They come and go in your presence. You are the observer of them. The more you become clear of this, gradually the energy that ordinarily would have been lost in the traffic of running about with the thoughts or drifting with your thoughts begins to resonate back here, right where your seeing is. And you'll feel as though you're cocooned somehow into a wonderful kind of silence. Don't try and use your mind to work anything out. Just be aware for now. Enjoy. And you'll find that naturally you may want to do this more and more, because you will feel a lot of freedom arising in you, more spaciousness internally. Now, one of the modern sickness, I would say, is the sense of the lack of inner space. And that is due to the bad habit of overusing the mind. As you learn to observe, you'll find that more space and peace is here. And naturally, I don't want to tell you about the rest. It's going to be a beautiful discovery. So, Michael, you've written this beautiful start to our day. I've answered you, and more than that, I've elaborated and introduced certain exercise, not just for you, but for anyone and for everyone. Everyone can benefit from that. Okay? I will want to tell you that the more you discover this, what you discover, the essence of it will just infiltrate every aspect of your expression and will enrich them in a beautiful way. Your mind will work much better. You'll find that you're able to concentrate much better. Things which are not of real value, they don't serve your peace and your life well, you'll be able to quickly discern them and discard them. And there will be a natural equanimity and balance in your being. You'll feel much more open to people in the sense that, not naive, but open because of the inner confidence that you have. Not an ego confidence, your natural confidence will be expanding. Okay? So I've taken quite a little bit to talk about this, but as I say, the benefit of what I've shared with you will accompany all the questions and answers that will follow from here. Okay, so thank you very much.